I have my formal education in computer science. So naturally, technology, AI, it was by education. But even before college, I was involved with ethical hacking, with data forensics, finding out data pattern. So AI, machine learning, automation was always embedded in me. I started my life as a software developer and in a place where they were using technology to monitor CCTV cameras. We were using codecs to do compression of video feed and then using basic pattern matching to figure out obstructions in the camera. And it was essentially my first exposure to simple AI. Over the years, as I progressed, I've worked a lot with personalization, matchmaking, using simple gradient boosts like XG boosts or running prediction models, running KNN to do conference matching based on probably 30, 40 attributes, anomaly detection, and more. So have worked a lot with core AI, classical machine learning before Cactus. We are a research communication organization. So we improve how research gets funded, published, communicated, and discovered. We work with all stakeholders in the industry, starting from policymakers to funders to investors to researchers, research institutions, labs, societies, publishers, and corporates. 23 years ago, Cactus was not started as a tech company. It was a services company that helped all these stakeholders succeed essentially. When I joined Cactus, I joined as a head of engineering, like a VP of engineering. Then I started taking over the product team, the design team, and then pivoted into AI, machine learning. Initially, the major focus was on engineering. We wanted to pivot ourselves as a tech company, and that required a lot of basic building blocks to be built. Naturally, product design came in. Technology can really help automate a lot of the menial tasks. Technology, automation, AI can help improve the experience of the people who are working on it and save their time. And that's where we started our journey in 2017, where we like, how do we get AI to disrupt our own self, right? We disrupt our own business, and then it helps improve all stakeholders and add value to them. And over the past 2 years, I'm running the products business at Cactus. So I'm playing the CTO role, which is a core tech, but I'm also playing a business role, which is running the P&L for the products business. I was involved in AI, or I had formal education with algorithms and AI, I don't know, 25 years ago, right? And at that time itself, it was a big deal because you could use simple algorithms to help with prediction, to help with personalization and whatnot. The change came around, I think, mid 2000s, I think early 2010s, especially the deep learning pieces that came in. Encoder decoder model was a big pivot in the industry. Hardware became a big player in making AI more accessible, making AI more possible. Amazon's also doing a lot of things around the same area. Like, they are not only focusing on software and services, but also a lot on hardware that helps organizations and research institutions run AI. We use AI a lot, both internally and externally. When I say externally, means in our products and our services. So we have created a lot of support layers for our services business, where our internal staff uses AI to get their work done. We also have AI powered products. So we've got products like PaperPal, Art Discovery, Mind the Graph. They're all AI powered products. And when I say AI, it's not like simple AI, like really, really complex, very wide use case scenario AI. We also have an internal task force, which basically is an AI task force. And what they do is they work with various departments within Cactus and introduces them to AI, understands their use case, and then suggests them either solutions to use or pack of solutions to use that will help them in their work. Yeah. Amazon was definitely and is one of the key movers when it comes to adopting technology, doing things at scale. The e-commerce platform, Amazon.com, the engineering that they do is second to none. The amount of scale, the amount of traffic they're handling, the amount of requests they are handling, I think it's just unprecedented how they are able to manage this really well. I started using AWS, I believe, back in 2009. This is way before it was in India, I believe, and it was just very smaller, just S3 to start with, and then EC2 came in. And on the East Coast, we were the one of the very few companies who started using AWS back then. So for me, AWS is very close to my heart. At Cactus, I think we are a full AWS workload. We are using the infrastructure platform and also services. So I think for AI specifically, we are using Bedrock, we're using SageMaker a lot. We are also using smaller Hugging Face models on SageMaker. When it comes to hardware, Trainium for us, it's a lot of parallel workloads and it requires massive data movement. To make that all happen, Elastic Fabric Adapter is something that we're using for large workloads, and obviously for infrastructure containers, Elastic Cube. I think for data we're using Athena, Redshift. If you look at 2000s, 1990s, 2000s, infrastructure, which was the system engineering, was a big deal, right? Procuring a rack, getting a small space for a small company in a data center, procuring a rack, installing, making things work, managing hardware, managing drives. I've lifted, tens of kilos of racks. Put it in every once in a while, a drive would fail and we would rush to figure out, okay, how do we do we go replace it. Disaster recovery was a big headache. We had data centers in two different parts of the US, so disaster recovery was always in back of our head. BCP was back of our head. When it comes to database, right, replication was a big challenge. Drift was a big problem. With AWS, all of that goes away, right? Anyone who wants to build an application, they only need to focus on building the software layer, because the infrastructure is just it's a service, right? Set of code that you run and things just work out. If hardware fails, you swap and you move on. It's a few minutes. Your RTO RPO is not a problem anymore with RDS. And I know that in my previous place and Cactus both, RDS has been a big lifesaver. We've got a full production workload in Singapore, but we also have parallel workloads ready for BCP in two other geographies in the world. Now, all that, if you want to do it yourself, it will take you millions and millions of dollars to make all this work. But with AWS, it's very easy because it's all service, and we don't really have to worry about hardware. AI does come up with newer ways to manage things. Like for example, as I spoke about Fabric Adapter, right? So for us, parallelization in AI was very important, and they came up with this Elastic Fabric, and that really helped us parallelize workloads because we do have large workloads. Trainium instances helped a lot. We are also using inferentia. So I think all of these things are the reason why we are able to succeed essentially. Also, just one additional story I want to share. We had a big set of files to process, and we wanted to run a fleet of machines on Lambda. We started running machines, and I believe after 500, 600 machines, Amazon capped us out. AWS capped us out. So we called them and we're like, listen, we need a few more machines, and we want to run it for 1 hour. And they're like, okay, how many machines you need? And then we did some math, and we're like, okay, we need about 64,000 machines, EC2 instances. And they were like, okay, wait a second, you need 60,000, 64,000 AWS EC2s. Give some time. And I believe the very next day, they were like, okay, we got a fleet ready for you, go crazy. And we ran the whole thing. I think we wanted an hour, but actually because of the parallelization, because of how the work that we did, we got it done in less than 10 minutes or something. And we ended up paying less than $100. Okay. It is just unfathomable that you want to run whatever 64,000 machines, you get your work done, and you pay $100 and you're done. I believe two use cases that I have seen I'm very happy about. One is in medicine. So we've seen that in health, in medicine, disease detection, diagnosis. There was a recent post just a few days ago by a medical journal, which basically says that when it comes to diagnosis, pure generative AI solutions, even as simple as ChatGPT or Llama or whatnot, they are really good, even better than doctors in 8 out of 10 cases. So I think that's pretty interesting that we are able to do that. Even doctor patient conversations, communications, I believe AWS has a solution for that also. Things like hyper personalized medicine, I think I'm really looking forward to that. Capturing all your information and personalizing medicine just for you as an individual based on all the history, your family, your physical history, physiological history, and whatnot. And second, what I've seen AI do well or can do really well is in agriculture and food production. And there's a whole concept of precision farming, where using AI, using IoT sensors, helping optimize resources, like monitoring soil, monitoring nutrients, the pH values, targeted irrigation, targeted fertilization. I think those kind of solutions using AI will really help the humanity. So I think for the next 5 to 10 years, there will be a lot of advancements both in hardware and software, which will improve the AI that we see today. Right? So today, if something takes say $1,000 or $100,000 to run, maybe in 5 to 10 years, it could take just handful of dollars, $10 to run. Even smaller things like model pruning, compression, all of those things are starting to become even more important as everyone wants to run AI. It's also about where we run AI, right? So today, a lot of the inferencing happens on big data centers, right? AWS, large data centers, inferencing happens. When inferencing starts moving into the edge devices, then things will become even better. Like I myself have four Amazon Echo devices, where a lot of the inferencing happens on the server. But if they start happening on the local devices, things will become even more better for human use cases. There is a lot of content out there. There's a lot of people doing things. So I do follow a few key folks who are researching on AI. We do go to some conferences. AWS definitely has few conferences both in India and across the world. We do go to reInvent at times, where we learn and we meet a lot of folks who are researching on AI and doing more. Internally also, we've got a lot of enthusiastic folks. So as they find new things, they validate and share it with others, and we have internal conversations. That's how generally we keep up. I keep up.